four great elements as water, fire, air and earth, and as to define more ever in Pali language, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Patavi. Similarly, therefore, these four nature powers always gifted to the human world of their supreme powers with their highly good faith. Then people of world must feed back to the same to the nature with our level best of good things in supreme level. But ever since about 70 of years from backward people of world still not been doing well. Anyway, human when avoid this valuable last time of turn to the new turning point, the bad fate will comes and buried of us definitely. Therefore, we all must get ready to move preventive protections with giving good feedback to the nature without any pollution, and we must have ready to swim towards upstream. For that, accordingly to the principles of Dhamma, first we must start to keep the 5 precepts correctly, because this is the only way to improve our longevity. Because always nature means universal power, always expect correct direction of our pattern of good behavior under keeping as human being. Just world people wisely direct correct on this time of turning point, it will blame to the after said ages. According to the new technology, can maintain only physical body and other visible physical things. But universal waves of human minds can maintain by spiritually basis taught in the way of Dhamma only. Therefore, for that, we all must go through the way of Dhamma. We have no any other way to good direction of mind to be proceed to the good human target mean the good world. Now we want draw our first attention what we have launched based of program which I mentioned above guidelines concept of 3 categories as spiritual, social and economic. As human, we all must know we all are directed by the invisible power. It can divide 2 categories of power in human body as defined brain and heart. Automatically, sometime we may direct by the heart and sometime may by the brain. When comes good waves in mind, we are doing good things. All of human of us who are attached to any religion in world, we must have follow religious vision with the supreme beliefs of each doctrine which are taught to us by the such great religious leaders. According to that, we all especially as Buddhist people believed regarding physical world as visible function with human life, and according to that, I suppose specially we must think the physical things of world can get solution from the new technology. But in particular, draw our more attention things of out of sight activities invincibly the new science. It should get from the way of Dhamma in spiritual basis. For instance, we clearly know our greatest exalted one solved the crisis situation arised at Visala Nuwara without use any medicine or drugs. and only by the preach of Dhamma great of Ratana Sutra. Therefore, ever since of ancient ever did had been activated actions of universal power in world invisibly can define as power of four elements called water, air, earth and fire. Also, our exalted one, great of world, had a preach explaining to the concern of inhuman to correct from their pattern of bad activities and avoided peoples affected in Visala from the inhuman grip. For instance, we had so many experiences through our history like this type of crisis arise in ancient island and how they were controlled by the power of Dhamma. As example, I can mention when regime of greatest King Sirisangabo, one of forward inhuman called Raktaksha, were activated his inhuman activities masterfully and spread as Raktaksha disease. But the king couldn't to control. Then after the king obtained greatest instructions from our right Honorable Mahasangha's goodwill and control everything through the way of Dhamma without any medicine used. Like above at present, the leader of country must invite to the Mahasangha's instructions with ancient methodical system for solve this invisible crisis function increase in tense situation masterfully. This type of invisible inhuman activities can control through the power of Dhamma only. New scientists can't do that like this side of masterly. Otherwise, we must have like face don't try to fall one's own nest. Therefore, we all, including intelligence, should draw our more attention invisible side of masterly activities for solve this crisis situation of arising of COVID-19 disease. This side of function couldn't controlled by the new science. It must have consisting way of Dhamma only. Now I thought explain the above facts which I explain function of brain and heart. Good waves of in mind when comes to the brain or heart, human thinks so and doing good or bad things. According to that, earlier we were discussed about three categories must base as spiritual, social and economic, how to activate with a better improvement. The spiritual basis must build up and improve by the with good waves of mind. Then we will see how to bond good waves in our mind. For that compulsory we must keep 5 precepts said as pencil regularly. Opposite of the above 5 are born in bad mind by the bad waves comes to the brain and heart. That time not spiritual power coming to your mind or heart. This is the only start to direct our brain and heart turn toward for practice and maintain of these 5 precepts. Practice always with whether eye open and consciousness of mind. Then we can clearly and improve of our identificate about ideas of good and bad things. That is only way to build up our human better life during in lifetime and solve this like this disease COVID-19 definitely.